Hey Chain Gang, I hope you're having a great Friday. I am up at my parents' new house in Wintergreen, Virginia for the weekend and wanted to hop on here to answer your questions before kind of checking out for the day and enjoying the weekend. I hope you all have some fun plans. I'm sitting out here on the porch. I'm basically sitting like in a fog cloud. Let me show you. It's so foggy out. And yeah, I feel like I'm inside of a cloud. But what better place to enjoy the flexible gig that we have than to hop on here and give you guys some tips for the weekend ahead. So hopefully you have some time to kind of chew on these and do some planning. And this is so timely because the ideas that Casey shared yesterday about her group and really transitioning it into being a lifestyle group is absolutely like spot on with what I want to share. And you may notice, of course, for the title of this video, I said, social media, what works? And then with the caveat of, you know, it's what's working right now. But of course, the crazy thing with social media is that it's always changing. The algorithms can be changed by Facebook in a day. And what once worked might not work anymore. So in a way, it can be kind of exciting and interesting because we're always being challenged to try new things and be creative and find new ways to engage our audiences. And of course, obviously it can be a little bit frustrating too, because just when you feel like you're getting into a groove, things get switched up. So keep that in mind and just have that open mind and mindset of keeping it creative and really thinking of how you can be a tool and a resource and something that's entertaining for your audience. So first and foremost, that's one filter that I would always use when you're thinking about what you're going to post is really thinking about how are you adding value to someone's day, whether it's a helpful tip or whether it's something that's entertaining or funny. Like, how is it going to be helpful to them, and how are you differentiating yourself as a Stella Dot stylist so that your group or your social media platforms aren't becoming just simply a Stella Dot commercial or a Stella Dot website. So for me, the two main platforms that are really useful for my business are my lifestyle group on Facebook and then my Instagram feed and my Instagram stories. So I kind of use that three-pronged approach to engage with my audience and share content that is on brand with my brand and inserting in Stella Dot. So what I would recommend if you're really feeling like you're not sure where to begin is to pick whichever platform you already have the most traction on personally. I will share that while I think Instagram is a really growing platform that has a ton of potential, in terms of my business, I really get the most engagement and the most actual orders from my Facebook group. So I really have high interaction on there, which is great. But I'm still growing my Instagram and using stories really heavily as well. So the cool thing is that, especially between your stories and your group, you can really recycle a lot of the same content and just frame it a little bit differently. So pretty much anytime that I do a live video in my Facebook group, I will do that same type of video in my Instagram story. I do refilm it twice because for my Facebook group, one, I'm going live and I'm also doing it in horizontal, like in landscape, because that's the format that formats best on Facebook's platform. Then the other thing that I do is I actually do have a YouTube channel as well. I don't really do anything strategic with that. I actually just basically started using the YouTube channel as a place to store videos, both from our team page here and for my insiders page. And then interestingly enough, I've actually started to get some followers on YouTube. I mean, it's like only probably around like 100 people. So very small. I haven't put any effort into like growing that by any means, but I just think that's kind of interesting. It's like, okay, wow, I'm getting like free exposure by putting this on an additional platform. So why not, right? And it makes it so that I can find my videos later and there's a place that they're being stored and I have them like organized on there with different categories. So that is another thing that you can do that's like very, very low effort. So definitely listen to Casey's video and take her tips under advisement with growing your brand and your group into being a lifestyle page versus just, again, a Stella Dot commercial or like a regurgitation of the Stella and Dot website. So if you go into your page and like go on your page, if you have one, if you don't have one, go ahead and set up one now. Like there's no time better than right now to go ahead and do it. But if you have one that already exists, just have like a moment of honesty with yourself. Go onto your group and look at your photos that you've posted. And if it's just pretty much all Stella and Dot stock images, if it's just like necklaces, bracelets, like honestly ask yourself, why would someone come and look at this group page versus just go to www.stelladot.com? And you want to make sure that there's something extra there, something that's adding value, and it's you. It's your perspective. It's your personal brand. It's the other things that you enjoy in your life. So from there, take all of Casey's tips and then think about it in the 80-20 rule. So again, of course, this doesn't have to be anything like super strict that you're following, but just as a mindset thing to have in mind when you're creating content for your group, you want to think about using 80% of content that isn't direct Stella and Dot sale types of posts. So 80% is, it can still be Stella and Dot related. So I would definitely put under that 80%. One thing that I'm doing in my group now is tips about trends and how to style them. So of course in those posts I'm including Stella and Dot items that relate to the trends. I did a whole big one on animal print. Right now I'm working on one that is about camouflage. So I'm including items that we sell, but it's not specifically buy this camouflage top or something like that. And then 20% is really those Stella and Dot posts that you're sprinkling in amongst the rest of your content. So an example of that would be how I shared with my group, hey, you guys, the camo top is retiring early. It's low in stock. It's already sold out in some of the sizes. So go ahead and grab one now if it's still available in your size and you want it. That's what you want to think about in those 20%. When we have a sale that comes out, hey, these items are on sale. That's that 20%. You want it to be mainly you adding value so that when you do put up those 20% of posts, it's not just totally turning people off. Like they're not just bored. They're not just feeling like they're being sold to. The other thing that's working well on Facebook is rewarding engagement. So I took a tip from Kara Ulmer, who really has a vivacious lifestyle group, and she's actually who I took that terminology from, of calling it a lifestyle group versus a Facebook group, which I absolutely love. I think that's so spot on of like the direction that we want to go in branding ourselves. And she does 2 monthly giveaways, so I just started to adopt this. One is a day where she once a month puts up a post for people to go in and build their wish lists or update their wish lists. And it's just a post, and she says, hey, update your wish list, put 10 or more items on there, and then once you've filled it out, press or comment below that you've done it, and then you'll be entered in for the giveaway. So I made it into a wish list Wednesday. That's going to be a once a month thing. I put up the post on a Wednesday, and then the following Monday I'm drawing a winner from everyone who fills it out by Sunday night. And what that does is it keeps it so that people's items are on wish lists, so that when something goes on sale or when a new item comes out, I can get a better sense of what people have had their eyes on. So that's kind of that motivation for why I want them to do that. Of course, it's also getting their eyes on the site once a month if they're participating. So, chances are if they keep looking at the website, eventually they're going to shop. And it's just a great way, of course, to reward them for being a group member. So what I'm doing for the giveaway for that is a Starbucks gift card. So they fill out their wish list. On Monday, I pick a winner, and they get their coffee on me. Have just done that for the first month, and it's so far been pretty well received. And then the second monthly giveaway is to reward people who are engaging in the group. Now this is so key, you guys, and it could feel a little bit like, well, why am I going to do a giveaway for somebody just for like liking posts and commenting on posts? Like, is that really worth rewarding? And the answer is absolutely yes, because what you want to do with your group and how you want to kind of like position yourself more highly within the Facebook algorithm is you basically want to show Facebook that your group is cool and that people like it. And then what they're going to do is they're going to make sure that your posts are seen in your members' feeds. So that's really good, right? You want more exposure on your posts, more eyeballs on it so people are seeing it. And the more that everyone is engaging on your posts, the more the other group members will see it, then they'll engage too. And the more engagement that you have, the more they're going to be getting their eyes on your Stella Dot related content as well. So the whole thing really just gets people more invested in your group in so many different ways. So what I'm doing for that, it's super simple. If you look over on the side in your group, there is something that says Group Insights. You click on that, and there is going to be another category, and this is only available from your desktop view. You can't do this on your phone, so you have to do it from your computer. You go into the Group Insights. You can see something that says, I think it says Member Details or Contributors or something like that. You click on that, and it's going to give you a list of the top 10 contributors. That's people who have been commenting, liking, they've added their own posts into your group. They are all ranked by who has the most activity and then down. You can export that report from Facebook. It's going to open up in Excel, and then it's going to actually show you beyond 10. I don't know what number it goes up to, but beyond that, I also have a lot of stylists in my group, and since stylists can already get, one, they're not going to be shopping with me, but they already get a discount. They already have so many other opportunities to get free product through Stella and Dot, and then like giveaways through their team. So I have definitely made it clear that the giveaways, stylists are not eligible for the monthly giveaways. So I exported that report and then removed people who are stylists. And then I've posted the top 25 so that people know, like, if they're in that second, like the top 10's there, and then the people who are that next 15, I'm like, hey, you guys, there's 10 more days or 1 week left in the month. You know, here's where things stand now. You've got to be in the top 10 to be included in a drawing. And then what that drawing is going to be is a drawing for an item on their wish list. So once I do the drawing, I'm going to announce it on September 1st. I'm going to say, hey, so-and-so, congratulations, you've won. You're going to get a free piece off your wish list. Go ahead, go in and update your wish list now so I can see what that is. Now, I'm going to use product credits, or if I don't have product credits for whatever reason at some point, a 50% off from my personal double dip show, something like that that's going to keep the cost really low. I'm definitely going to pick an item that's like $39 or below and just send that to them totally for free. And I'm confident, I'm just starting this practice, but Kara was like very confident in her results, that she said, hey, like doing this monthly giveaway has paid off like tenfold because the engagement in her group is so high, and it's leading to so many orders that are coming from the members of that group. So I have no doubt the same thing's going to happen. It's really incentivizing people to be actively engaged in the group, and that's totally what we want. Okay, and then one more tip for Facebook in your groups, something else that's going to help with engagement on your posts to get those posts bumped out more, is instead of doing like multiple posts that are about the same kind of topic. This is something that I've just realized that is so smart to do recently. I noticed Sam Tunador doing it, and so I'm taking this into my practice as well, where instead of adding like a secondary follow-up post, just continuing to add comments or adding another picture within the same post to make that post have a lot more comments, so it'll just keep kind of bumping back up and kind of create that evergreen content. So one example for that would be, for example, for Style Club. Like, you could create one thread on your insiders page, on your lifestyle group, that is, hey, here's what Style Club is, here's the free gifts, like here's how it works, blah, 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 blah. And then when people join Style Club, you could tag them in the comments and say, hey, so-and-so, welcome to Style Club, you're gonna love it. Then make this whole long thread that has the different people that are in it, and then when there's a special sale for Style Club, when the gifts update, anything that's Style Club related, just add another post on that same thread. So of course, unless people who are tagged in the comments unfollow the thread, they're gonna get a notification that, hey, Style Club has a special sale this window of time, things like that. Or even for non-Stella Dot related content, you know, maybe you're having a great discussion. I mean, I just had a really popular post on my page all about what are your favorite things at from Trader Joe's. Honestly, just 100% was throwing kind of what I felt like was a random subject out, because I personally was going to go to Trader Joe's. It's not somewhere that I'm a frequent shopper of, that I know is super popular, has like a cult following. And so I was like, hey, what are your favorites? Tons of comments, you guys. Like, started this great conversation. So then, okay, when I go to Trader Joe's, what I've done, what I did was like I posted a separate picture that was, I went to Trader Joe's, here's the picture of everything I got. But what I would do in the future is include that picture underneath the same post just to increase the popularity of that one post about that subject. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions about it, let me know. All right, so that's enough about Facebook. Let's talk about Instagram. Instagram has a huge following. It's definitely like a very shoppable platform where people are really looking for inspiration. It's about beautiful pictures and all of that type of stuff. So something that I would recommend doing in your feed is one, having really great pictures. I've actually hired a photographer to start helping me with taking pictures. Insider scoop, you guys, I'm also working on relaunching my blog, so I really needed good high quality photography for that, so stay tuned. I will be announcing and launching that soon. You guys are the first to know. So I needed photos for that, and it's been really, really helpful and great to have this bank of great quality photos to pull from for my Instagram feed posts. If you don't have that in your budget, like do not feel like you can't have an excellent Instagram without it. There are so many like really professional Instagrammers that do all of their own photography just on their iPhone. But what I would recommend definitely doing is like do a day where you do a photo shoot and you take a bunch of pictures in a couple of different outfits, like get different angles, like take a picture of your arm party, get a picture of your shoes, and if it's using a tripod with a Bluetooth remote, or having a friend or your husband, or like if there's another local stylist who lives nearby, like you could help each other out and do a swap, something like that where you are getting a bunch of photos all at once, so that, you know, I don't know about you guys, but most days I don't even wear makeup. So I'm not photo ready every single day, and I don't have the perfect outfit that I want to be able to show on Instagram. So I love having that content readily available, and that's been really helpful to me. I also use an app called Planoly. It's Planoly. What that lets you do is upload photos that you have like in that bank, and you can actually like slide them around to see what it's going to look like in your grid, so that you can make it like aesthetically pleasing and eye-catching. Definitely edit your images so that they're like these nice, bright, crisp photos. There's tons and tons of resources online, you guys, about how to make good photos and stuff like that. So feel free to look around and learn. And I'm using Planoly to like schedule them out. And then what I do is I actually plan ahead. Like I've been getting into a really nice habit, which has been just totally a game changer and makes it so much easier to figure out what to post. Of like when the creativity strikes me, I'll make like 5 posts and write up the captions, and I have them queued up to post throughout the week. So I'm not doing that on the fly. I'm not like, oh, like what should I post today? That whole type of feeling. That consistency is really key to building your audience, especially on Instagram, and like definitely if you're new. The other thing that works really well with your feed posts is to kind of think about your captions as a mini blog and really write something that's like valuable, like throw in a fun quote from time to time, or just like a small witty caption, but really putting posts that are like meaningful and thought out, and whether it's either a helpful tip or like getting a little bit vulnerable and sharing something that's been on your mind or on your heart. Those are the posts that I've been getting the most engagement and interaction from, and it really allows people to get to know you and know what you're all about. So those are some tips there for Instagram feed. Then finally, for your Instagram stories, this is where you want to go back to that same mindset as the lifestyle group on Facebook, of that 80-20 rule of showing a variety of topics. Show your life. Really don't hesitate to use video. I mean, that's true amongst all of these platforms. Video is super important. It's really what Facebook loves right now, and Instagram is owned by Facebook. It's all the same company. So they love video, so that's going to get you more exposure. That's really what people like watching and engaging with. One great tip that I learned at Hoop Lab is to make sure that when you do stories in Instagram and it's a video, to add a caption on top of the video, so that because the majority of people are going to be watching the videos on the story muted. So people might not always be listening to what you're saying, but they still might be interested in your content and seeing what you're up to. And so just add a little bit of information so that they don't just like exit your story because they're like, I don't even know what she's talking about and I can't turn on the volume right now. Just add that little caption. When I heard that, it made so much sense to me because honestly, like that's how I watch stories a lot. I don't always have the volume on. So that's a really, really helpful tip. And just vary up your content, especially something that's super helpful with being able to go back in and add your captions. I never post in real time on my stories, and I'm never using the video that's in the Stories app. So what do I mean by that? I just use my my iPhone video camera, and I will make little videos just on the go. Instagram will allow you to upload videos to stories that are up to a minute long, and each story is 15 seconds. So it will break up that video into 4 little segments. So I can much more easily keep an eye on my timing on my video and like seeing that it's approaching a minute to stop the video, or just like, you know, making little 30-second segments, things like that. To me, it's a lot easier to do it like that versus when I'm doing it directly within Instagram stories. It's like just that little spinning wheel that only lets you up to 15 seconds. I find it really distracting. I don't feel like I can like just speak and make whatever this video is that I want. So that's really helped me. And then it helps too when you're going back in to upload things later. If you want to see a good story example, I really like the one that I just posted today. My mom and I went antiquing, and so I made a little story about that, and just little like insider secret kind of. So I was making little videos or like taking pictures just while we were in the antique store. And then when I went back in to make this story, I actually uploaded them in a different order than they were actually happening in real time to make it have a little bit of like a flow and almost like a storyline. There's like a point to the order of the videos. So for example, like if you watch the one that I just posted now, and if you're watching the playback of this and my story has gone away, then I'm sorry, but you can't see it. That's the thing about stories, they go away. But you know, at the beginning, I was with my mom, and I was like, okay, Mom, like what kind of stuff do you like looking for in antique shops? And she mentioned a certain type of plates that she likes looking for, and we were going throughout the store. We hadn't seen any yet. I had filmed a few other different things along the way, and then we actually did find some of those plates, so I took a video of those. Now, when I put them into the story, I put the plates right after the video of her talking about like that they were this certain type of plate, and she was like, oh, I'll have to see if I can find some, and then the next video is showing the plates. So that makes more sense than like jumping to the different topic, even though that would have been in chronological order. I just make it into thinking about like, okay, let me make this like sort of like a little TV episode that's going to entertain people. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful too. I think the other thing that's great to use on stories is all of the little interactive stickers that are available, whether it's the polls that you can use or asking a question, different things like that to get people engaged, and so that you can really interact with the audience and make it a conversation and make it what it is, social media. Like, be social. Don't be afraid to DM people if you're like noticing them engaging a lot with your stories. Like, be a friend to people and be that like fashion friend that they look forward to seeing your content and seeing what you're up to, and then also seeing sprinkled in there what's going on with Stella and Dot, how you're styling it, and like your lifestyle as a stylist. And then of course sprinkling in amongst all of that, like what the deal is with the stylist opportunity, because the more that they get to know you and see your lifestyle, and they like will know, like, and trust you, the more likely they are going to want to, you know, jump in with you and do what you're doing and be able to see themselves living a type of lifestyle as you are. So include all of the things that make you unique, your family, as much as like you're willing to share them. That's a personal decision. What kind of hobbies are you into? What are other unique, interesting things that you can share, whether it's different deals and way to style pieces that are from other brands, or whether it's guides to cool travel locations. just whatever it is that you're interested in, that you would be interested in watching in someone else's stories, and incorporate all of that. So hopefully these are some helpful tips and takeaways. If you actually would share your top takeaway and something that you want to implement into your social media, if you would share that below in the comments, I would love to know what stands out. Or if you have a tip of something that's been working really well for you, that I didn't mention, I would love to know what that is. Maybe I just left it out, or if it's something that I could learn from too. I would love to hear what you have to offer. So I hope that you guys, again, hope you're having a great Friday. I hope you have a fun weekend planned ahead. So feel free to let me know what you're up to this weekend too. So I'm excited to see you all really take new directions and build your own brand here on social media, and all the success that it will bring you in your Stella Dot business as well as a result. Don't forget that there's like 1 week left to earn Almost Famous, so there's plenty of time for anything to happen. It's 1,500 points to earn both the earrings and the statement necklace. $750 for the earrings only. Both are amazing perks and prizes. Like, why wouldn't you want to get a free piece from the new collection that's going to be coming out for holiday? It's such a no-brainer. You can get those free items. You'll be able to use the free product credit that you're earning along the way to get other items from the line. I know it's going to be gorgeous. So of course, don't forget, when you qualify with 500 in sales, you get $50 free product. When you get to 1,000, you get 100 in free product, and when you get to 2,500, you get $250 in free product. And that really adds up, you guys. It's every single month, so you can get that monthly product credit. And then again, that added jewelry from the Almost Famous incentive. And I'm pretty sure the necklace is like a $98 price point necklace. So it's definitely worth going for it. The earrings are probably like $39 or something. So between the two, like that's another $140 or so of added value on top of that monthly product credit and your commissions as a stylist. So if you need any tips and help to strategize over the next couple of days to make it happen, honestly, even if you're sitting at 0 points right now, it's totally doable with a game plan and putting some action behind it. So I know I'd love to help you. Jess would love to help you. Like, that's what we're here for. And I know you can do it. So thanks again for tuning in. Hope these tips helped you, and I can't wait to hear how they go.